The entire film is a religious allegory. Mother Chonor Mary, him Chonor God, the older couple, Chon Adam and Eve, their sons, Chon Cain and Abel, and mother's child, Chonor Jesus. He allows the older couple into his house because they are fans of his work as a poet. The couple's sons arrive and start a fight that leads to the older son killing his brother. After becoming frustrated with the number of guests showing up, Mother and him have sex, leading to her pregnancy. Near the end of Mother's pregnancy, a massive number of him's fans show up at the house, quickly growing violent and erratic. Mother gives birth to a son, only to have her baby taken away and killed, eaten by the crowd. After the crowd beats her, Mother goes into the basement to ignite the oil tank and destroy everyone in the house, herself included. He removes her heart to pull out a crystal object that he uses to bring life into the house. A younger wife appears on their bed, indicating that the cycle is set to repeat itself. Today I will show you the recap of the movie called Mother, released in 2017. The film opens with a woman standing in the midst of crackling flames. Her flesh burns to a crisp as screams are heard in the background. We then see a man, him, Javier Bardem, place a crystal object in his bedroom. The house then changes from burnt and rundown to completely refurbished. A young woman, Mother, Jennifer Lawrence, materializes in his bed and calls out for him, her husband. Mother walks through the house until she finds him, and they kiss. He is a noted poet suffering from writer's block following the loss of his first wife. Mother is trying to paint one of the rooms in the house using different colors. She walks toward the wall and sees a vision of a beating heart within the walls. Someone knocks on the couple's front door. He welcomes the stranger, man, Ed Harris, into his house. He is polite toward man, but Mother is not quite comfortable with his presence. The man was directed to the house under the impression that it was some kind of bed and breakfast. He shows man his office with his written works, and man admits to being a fan of him's work. He spends most of the time chatting with man, telling Mother it's nice to have someone to talk to who enjoys his work, despite Mother saying she loves his work too. Still, she allows man to stay. However, man has violent coughing fits that he tends to. The mother later sees man puking in the toilet with him standing over man. Mother notices a chunk of flesh missing from man's ribs, but he covers it with his hand. The next day, Mother asks him how man is doing. The man walks downstairs and says he feels wonderful. Moments later, another knock is heard at the door. Mother answers it to find man's wife, woman, Michelle Pfeiffer, at the front. He welcomes her into the house as well. He and man go for a hike while Mother is left alone with woman. She bothers Mother with questions about whether or not she and him want children, as well as woman's curiosity in going up to him's office, but Mother says nobody can go in without his permission. Upon their return, man has another coughing fit. He explains to Mother that man is dying, and he and his wife are big fans of him, so they want to meet him before it is too late. Man and woman enter him's office and accidentally shatter the crystal object. He is devastated, ordering them out of the office. He holds the broken pieces in his hands, gripping them until he bleeds. Mother orders the man and woman to leave, but they instead go into another room to get intimate. After a while, man and woman still have not left until he and his mother both agree that they must leave. As man and woman are getting ready to head out, their sons, Domhnall and Brian Gleason, arrive, bickering over the state of their father's will. Oldest son is angry at getting less than his brother. The confrontation turns violent as oldest son attacks his brother before he separates them. They run into the bedroom where oldest son bludgeons his brother over the head, causing his skull to crack open and bleed. He picks up younger brother and carries him to the hospital with man and woman following. Mother cleans up the blood on the floor, but one stain on the floor won't come out. She presses against it, and it starts leaking blood to the basement. Mother goes downstairs and sees blood leaking into a light bulb until it shatters. The sprayed blood forms around the wall. Mother breaks through and sees a furnace oil tank. Oldest son appears from behind her, having been hiding. He simply takes something of his own and leaves the house without a word. When the others return, he tells Mother that younger brother is dead. A wake is held for him in the house, with other strangers arriving to pay their respects. The mother becomes increasingly agitated with the behavior of the guests. She argues with him over their stay until they begin to have passionate sex. In the morning, Mother tells him that she feels she is pregnant. Elated, he is inspired to start writing again. He completes his work and sends it out, getting the attention of the Herald, Kristen Wiig. Sometime later, Mother is nearing the end of her pregnancy. As she cooks dinner to celebrate him's written works, fans of him start showing up at the house. One woman enters with her child who wet his pants. Mother goes to the bathroom and sees a man peeing in the sink. Soon, a horde of fans start walking up to the house, including the Herald, who wants to speak to Mother. Their growing presence starts to take a toll on Mother, who experiences pain that causes the house to shake. Despite Mother trying to hide from the crowd, the fans start to break things and steal stuff from the house. As she moves to different rooms, people begin to act violently toward one another. Some people are tied up and have bags over their heads. The Herald walks around casually shooting them in the head before calmly talking to Mother. A massive blast goes through the room, killing the Herald. A SWAT team has entered the house, fighting against the increasingly manic crowd of fans. It quickly becomes apparent that the fans are part of a pagan cult. Mother starts to go into labor. He brings her into his office where she gives birth to a baby boy. He wants to hold his son, but Mother refuses to let him go. She demands that him send the fans away. The mother sits in the office for a whole day, holding her son until she falls asleep. When she wakes up, her baby is gone. He brings their son to show to the crowd. They start passing the baby around, even as he pees on them. The crowd then breaks the baby's neck. Mother hears it and frantically tries running to the front of the room. When she gets there, she sees her baby has been horribly mutilated and the fans are eating him. Mother screams in fury, causing the house's foundation to crack. She grabs a piece of glass and starts stabbing and slashing the fans until their leader grabs her and whacks her over the head with a candlestick. The fans start brutally beating Mother and tearing her clothes off, calling her a whore and a bitch. He runs in to stop them, holding his wife tearfully. Mother screams at him that they killed their baby. Mother runs to the basement where she comes upon the oil tank. She breaks it open and lets the oil flow out before taking out a lighter. He pleads with Mother to not do anything, but she defies him and drops the lighter. The entire house goes up in flames, burning everyone in the house to ashes before everything around the house explodes. He and Mother survive, but Mother is terribly burnt while he is unscathed. He carries Mother's body out of the basement and lays her on a table. She asks him, "Who are you?" He says, "I am I and you are home." She says, "I wish I was enough for you." He replies, "No, it's not your fault. I create, that's what I do, and I will again. But I need one more thing from you." She replies, "I gave you everything. I have nothing left." To which he says, "Yes, you do. Your love? You still have it, don't you?" As he places his hands over her chest, she nods, and he smiles and says, "There it is." She looks up at him and says, "Okay, it's okay, take it." As he takes it out of her, she screams one last nail-biting scream. We see him holding what should be a charred heart is actually the same crystal from the beginning of the movie. He then dusts off the crystal and places it in the same stand the previous one sat. As he looks at it, he laughs out loud, a guttural laugh that is creepy and strange. The crystal then glimmers a heartbeat-like light, and the house is transformed from the burned shell room by room into the beautiful house we saw at the beginning, brought back to life. And you have the rest, where a new girl wakes up in bed. If you enjoy this movie and are willing to see more, please make sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel with bell notifications on so you never miss our future video. And until next time, thank you for watching. Take care and stay healthy.